Okay, we're gonna talk about Würden for most of the period. What? Gotcha. Und Mitchell, I don't have this digitized just right now, so just ask you to follow along, and I am going to record it so that I can send this lesson off to the other remotees. But the first thing I want to look at are some of these sentences on this single page. Here. Ta-da. Und wir benutzen Würden. Wir benutzen Würden, would zu sagen. I would. Yeah. Würden is a form of another verb. Let me remember which one.
Werden.
Werden. In Deutsch haben wir werden. Ja. Würden. Und Würden. These are three different words. Used in three different ways. There's a long description on PowerSchool on your tenses page that outlines those. But my goal is that we are able to communicate somewhat effectively using this one. Ich werde. What am I saying? Ich werde. I will. I will. Ich werde. Was wirst du? What will you? I need any finish of that sentence.
Okay. Würden.
Ich werde. Yeah. Radiohead.
Nein,
Was?
das ist okay Computer. Okay,
Yeah.
Human ist User.
Ich werde. Was? Okay, human.
Yeah, out tomorrow.
Are they doing a play on words with Radiohead's OK Computer?
Yeah. You can get all the information under the word of the bench.
There's almost no information there.
Dankeschön. Also, ich werde Radiohead hören, weil Radiohead ist viel besser als Weezer. Und what am I saying if I try and say ich werde? I can't say that because ich werde means I became. I became. Yeah, I became Radiohead. Ich werde. How about this one? Ich werde Lehrer sein. What am I saying there?
I will teach you.
I will teacher be. I will be a teacher. Ich werde Lehrer sein. Ich werde Lehrer is saying in the past tense, I became a teacher. Ich werde Lehrer sein. Or ich werde Lehrer gewesen. Ich würde, little bit deeper drop there, is saying what? I would be a teacher. Not even I will be. We don't have plans. We're thinking about hypothetical situation. I might say like, wenn ich, nicht zur Simpson gegangen sein, dann würde ich kein Lehrer sein. Then if I didn't do this, then I wouldn't be that. So we're going to be working in hypotheticals, and you can make basically any verb you want into the subjunctive. It's just not common to do and not really necessary for us to spend a ton of time with our limited time trying to learn them all. So I and most other teachers like to focus on a few that you'll use the most if you wanted to. And they're at the bottom of this sheet. They are hätten, wären, würden, and könnten. hätten, wären, würden, and könnten. And they conjugate it about how you would expect, right? E, st, t, ten, t. They all conjugate fairly normally. But what verb forms are these? I mean, what is hätten saying? It's a form of what? To have, haben. So maybe write those. And what you're saying with ich hätte nicht gedacht is a common phrase. Or das hätte ich nicht gedacht. Gedacht is thought. Ich hätte nicht gedacht. I wouldn't have thought, right? But it's true. Wäre is our hypothetical form of sein. Sein. Ich wäre böse. Do we know what böse means? Mad. Ich wäre böse. Yeah, I would be mad. Wenn wir heute keine Schule hätten, wäre ich böse. If we didn't have school today, I would be mad. Yeah.
So would it be common to use wären, like if we're telling a story?
Mm-hmm.
Or something?
Especially if things didn't work out how you planned, and you had other plans, and you wanted to talk about those, right? Verda is probably the one we're going to use most commonly. It would be would. It's a past tense form of werden. Will going to would. And könnten is our past tense form of können. Could, right? Wenn ich Französisch gelernt haben, dann könnte ich Französisch sprechen. If I learned French, I could speak French. Aber habe Deutsch gelernt. Okay, so let's look at some of these examples. I would travel. Wenn ich viel Geld hätte, how would I say I would travel? Ich würde reisen. Now, for most of these, we're going to use more than one verb. I would travel. I would eat. If we are saying other things, like if we were saying I would travel to Germany, where would the nach Deutschland, the to Germany go? It'd have to go in between. Ich würde nach Deutschland reisen. Okay? Our verb, our main action word that's not would go to the end. How about I would buy lots of books? Ich würde viele Bücher and we can just use kaufen. Now, this gets us into an interesting situation where I can use the subjunctive in the past. Ich würde viele Bücher gekauft haben. And if I try and do that, I have to pile up my verbs at the end. And this will happen anytime we try and use three verbs in a sentence, which we haven't had a lot of experience trying to do. We would have done some of that last year in German 3, saved it for now. If I'm trying to say I would have bought a lot of books, ich würde viele Bücher gekauft haben. Oui. I can only conjugate that first one, that ich würde, and then I throw everything at the end. If I had time, I would read many books. Now let's put together a compound sentence. Wenn ich, if I. Wenn ich Zeit hätte. Wenn ich seit, why did I put an E on seit? Seite hätte. So, in chapter 11 of Deutsch Act 12.2, which we skipped, although I did an online lesson about it, you all watch it in May.
Yeah.
So yeah, right around May 20th, I would have put it on Power School. You were all logging in every day looking for the lessons. Yeah. We're gonna work on understanding what happens when we use conjunctions. Wenn is a conjunction. It is subordinating. It does certain things. But wenn ich seit hätte, we've got our verb at the end of that clause, hätte. If we do that, which we have to sometimes, our next verb comes right after the comma. Verb, comma, verb. Wenn ich seit hätte, würde ich viele Bücher lesen. I can structure that a different way. I can start with my main clause and then put my subordinating one afterwards. Sorry, I'm using so much grammar. But I could say, ich würde viele Bücher lesen, wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte. We'll go through some practice with that. All right, if I were a millionaire, I would not do homework. I'm not a millionaire and I don't have to do homework. But anyway, wenn ich Millionär wäre, ich wäre so gerne, dann wird mein Konto niemals leer. Wenn ich Millionär wäre, würde ich eine, let's get lazy and write HAG, Hausaufgabe machen. Wenn ich Millionär wäre, würde ich keine Hausaufgaben machen.
What makes it würde if not ich würde?
Then there are two types of conjunctions in German. There are coordinating and subordinating conjunctions, which is a deep dive into the grammar weeds. Then is a subordinating conjunction, and so there are particular grammar rules. Whereas with coordinating conjunctions, und is the best example, and you have the same rules on either side of it. When you try and use something like then, the sentence order, the word order gets screwy. This is our first real look at it. Don't panic if you're confused about what's going on. I could also say, ich würde keine Hausaufgabe machen. Ich würde, wenn ich Millionär wäre. I could start with this clause, but because I'm starting with the subordinating one that can't stand on its own, wenn ich Millionär wäre, if I were a millionaire, that you can't just say that without the other clause. If I do that, then it's verb, comma, verb, würde ich. If you mess that up, you'll still be understood and okay. This is not something you have to be able to do tomorrow. All right, I don't want to do the rest of the sheet because we'll die of boredom. I'd rather look at some of these hypotheticals on this half sheet of paper. So I want to know what you would tell me to do. Where did that go? Was würdest du an meiner Stelle tun? What am I asking? Was würdest du an meiner Stelle, in my case, in my shoes? Was würdest du machen? What am I asking? What would you do? An deiner Stelle würde ich blank. An deiner Stelle würde ich So what if I told you, ich habe 10.000 Euro in der Wald gefunden?
Is there all the things?
Nein. Wo ist der Wald? This should be im Wald. But where did I find 10,000 euros? Forest. Ich habe 10.000 Euro im Wald gefunden. I found $20 in the woods once.
Dang.
Yeah. 20 bucks. Right on the floor.
With that, you could go buy mushrooms.
Yeah. I bought pizza. Was würdest du an meiner Stelle tun? Würdest du die Polizei anrufen? Nein. Würdest du ein neues Auto kaufen?
Invest in GameStop.
Ja, ich würde GameStop kaufen. Aktionen. GMS, yeah.
Yeah.
You
What?
know, on Robinhood.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys get on Robinhood? You have
Yeah,
VAT.
I have
it.
You have it?
Yeah.
Why don't you? Yeah, wow.
it.
They let you gamble on the stock market at 18, but you can't go to the casino.
Yeah.
I still don't really know the
Cigarettes.
difference.
And you can buy a gun.
Yeah,
That's true too.
No casinos.
That's because of bullshit.
Anyway,
I should be able to imitate.
mein Geliebter ist nach Frankreich gefahren. Was würdest du an meiner Stelle tun? What happened? What am I asking? Mein Geliebter, Frau Klage ist nach Frankreich gefahren. Ohne das Handy. Ja, nein. Sie flieht. Ja, sie geht weg. Würdest du nach Frankreich fahren? Nein.
Wait, I'm confused. What is it asking?
Meine Geliebte, my beloved,
Oh,
ist nach Frankreich gefahren. Was würdest du machen? Was soll ich machen? An deiner Stelle würde ich auf Tinder gehen. Nein? Ja?
Wait.
I'm asking you, was würdest du an meiner Stelle tun? What would you do in my shoes?
What's the German word from the middle?
Yeah. Was meinst du? What do you mean by? Yeah. How about this one? Ich brauche schnell 2.000 Euro. Frag mich warum. Don't ask why. Was? Ich würde meine Mutter fragen. Ja? Ich würde meine Mutter fragen. Was würdest du machen, wenn du morgen eine große Prüfung hättest und du hast gar nicht studiert? Würdest du einschlafen? Würdest du krank sein? Ich würde krank sein. Save these 2 pieces of paper and go bother somebody else.
That's not funny anymore.
Cheers, Mitchell.